Bryce Young looked as good as he has looked since he was wearing Alabama uniforms this weekend against the Saints. And you may look at the stats and go, really? You may look at the production and go, It was a confidence thing. It was an eye test thing. He carried himself differently. He threw the ball downfield. His receivers need to help him out a little bit on those throws downfield, but he was confident and he made good throws. Bryce Young looked as good as he has looked since Alabama, in a win, by the way, against the Saints. Now, we're going to talk throughout the show, and we're going to talk throughout this segment about the football, right? Those deep balls I talked about, the happy feet he had at times in the pocket, the delay of games and the up against the clocks that just continue to happen when he's in the game. But the nonverbal stuff is the stuff I loved. The nonverbal stuff is the stuff I loved. I'm not even going to guess. I'm not even going to infer about what was said in the conversation when Bryce Young was walking off the field and it looked like he was giving Dave Canales a little bit of attitude, but at least he said it with his chest. At least it wasn't, yes, sir, no, sir, yes, coach, no, coach. It was something that he was defending, that he wanted, that he was saying with his voice to his coach. I love that. Maybe it did. Maybe there was a 4-letter word or two in there. I wouldn't hate that. I love that. And then the game-winning drive, right? Gets the ball, 3 minutes and change, has to go all the way for a touchdown. Field goal doesn't cut it. It was actually the pass interference. The pass interference down the right, they cut to him. Little knowing fist bump and a little smirk on his face. It was the most confident I had seen him all season. 4 attempts, 20-plus yards downfield. I wanted attempts, 20-plus yards downfield. I said it on Friday. 4 attempts. 1 for 4 with an interception. Yikes, right? No, the interception, that's completion in my book. Xavier Legette caught it and then for some reason handed it to the defensive back. Really weird situation. That's a good throw.
Hey, Legette, 2 hands on it, no longer has hands on it.
He was
one step.
Tucking it away, and the defender had it. It would look like a video game glitch. Go watch back the TV copy. The announcers refused to believe it even after it happened. Officials like pointing the other way, and they're going, oh, look, he's down. No, he was down. Nope. Then he has the deep ball to the veteran on the little corner route. Should have been a touchdown.
David Moore.
Boink, right off the hands, drops it. So 1 of 4 with an interception probably should have been 2 of 4 for an efficient yardage total and a touchdown.
3 of 4.
Oh, you're right, because I'm now I was ignoring the one that actually was caught. Yes, 3 of 4. That's how bad my on-air math is. I couldn't add up 2 plus 1. That was as good as you could hope from Bryce Young. Realistically, obviously, would you have wanted 18 for a Lamar Jackson perfect passer rating? Yes, you would have loved that. But as good as you could hope for. It was not perfect. Few times his internal alarm clock was saying, get out of the pocket, get out. And the pocket was actually saying, nah, step up, you're cool, take your time. I have no clue what goes on in his headset that makes all those delay games happen. And for full context, the Saints stink. So let's not act like this was against the 85 Bears, but it's progress. You have time to work on those things, assuming he's the starter. We'll get to that in a second. Dave Canales, the head coach, spoke to the media today. Here are his thoughts on Bryce, which Dave Canales will tell you. You gotta watch the tape. Doesn't give you much in the post game. So today, after watching the tape, here are his thoughts on Bryce.
I thought it was great, just Bryce being out there playing more football, taking some steps. I know that being out there with that group of receivers and just getting the chemistry of how guys are going to respond with different coverages, different leverages, to see the guys that can make plays for him and for Bryce to, take advantage of some of those opportunities. So I was really pleased with that, and just the flow of the offense and running our offense, all those things that we talked about, there was a lot of great improvement in that regard. And again, a lot of other specific things that, I'll keep in house. But generally just proud of him going out there, just battling and finishing the way we did.
There was so much more than that. I'm proud of him for playing more football. You could say that for every player on the team that was out there, right? That wasn't benched. Why can't Dave Canales give Bryce any flowers? I mean, I'm not saying he needs a bouquet of 3 dozen roses. Can't he give him the single stem? Can't he give him just one? Just a little bit here? I hate that Dave Canales didn't have a sense for the moment and name Bryce the starter after the game. And he still didn't today. Dave Canales was asked if he's made a decision on quarterback. Here's Canales.
We have not, so we're working through it right now. Still just trying to make sure we think about all the things that go into it, make sure we're all on the same page, communicating that, and then we'll make a decision in the next couple of days.
What do you need to know? You didn't want to stay up last night? You didn't want to talk to the people? You didn't want to hang out for a little bit at the facility and make that decision? Didn't want to wake up early? It shouldn't take more than a couple of minutes to look around and say, we have a 37-year-old with 1 win, and we have a 23-year-old with 1 win. What the age is all you need. No disrespect to Andy. This is a young person takeover for this team, and it has to be. Dave Canales was asked if not announcing quarterback starters was gamesmanship. Hear this.
I thought it was great, just Bryce being.
One moment.
Ooh, build the anticipation. We have more audio from Dave Canales coming your way about who's going to start at quarterback, which is making this conversation so much less fun after a victory.
It's both. It's all of it. It's just making sure that we make the right decision, first of all, for us, but then also, just making sure there's a component of it, too. Like, the sooner they know who they're game planning for, the sooner they can get it. So there's no competitive advantage to making that decision, but mostly it's just about us taking all the information in that we have right now and making the decision.
Have you told the quarterback who's starting that he is starting already?
We have not talked yet.
Yeah.
What are we doing here? Name the quarterback, tell the quarterback, let the quarterback prepare. You may not have meetings today, or it may be an off day, a travel day, whatever. The quarterbacks are preparing. It's Bryce Young. It's Bryce Young. What needs to be done eventually should be done immediately. Name your starter. You finally, Bryce Young showed some confidence. I took the whole first part of this segment talking about how he looked confident, how he was out there puffing his chest up a little bit for the first time this season. He was confident. And then after the game, you have a chance to pour gasoline on that confidence fire. You have a chance to let those embers burn and say, yes, you lead a game-winning drive and almost scored 2 quickly because you were too efficient. You get to start the next game for a team that has 2 wins. You get to start the next game. That's our guy. We're going to back him up. How difficult is that? Why does it have to be 12 rounds with every decision? Be decisive. You're a head coach in the NFL. Well, I want to draw up I need to get my notebook and draw up a pros and cons list and send it to all of my mentors, and then we can get together on a Zoom call and we can talk about what's best for the team. I'll tell you what's best for the team. It's to have the guy who you invested more, maybe not you, but the franchise invested more than anyone else in, out there playing, trying to recoup some of that value. Even if you hate Bryce Young, you play Bryce Young and trade him away this offseason. Pretend like you don't hate him to build some kind of value. What were the arguments? You're going to lose the team if you start him. That's obviously not true. They scrapped and fought through a hard game against the Saints, had to come back multiple times from being behind. And what's the other argument? You can't evaluate the rest of the team? Looked like you could evaluate Jadeveon Sanders, freshman tight end, or rookie tight end to me. Xavier Legette, you could evaluate him. Offensive line, you could evaluate them. What's the argument for not starting Bryce? What do you have to go talk about?